Hello, parents. My name is Casey Clark. I will be your son or daughter's English teacher for this year, and this is going to be my little virtual open house video. If you'd like to visit the slide deck that I'm using right now, in the top right corner, I have a little URL for you to follow. This URL is case sensitive. By following this, in fact, can I copy and paste that? I can't. Okay. You go ahead and type that in, and it will take you to this slideshow. You'll notice, in fact, it'll actually take you to this slide first, which is what the children are going to see tomorrow. And you'll see there are some other things in here as well, just that first day activity type stuff we're going to do. So if you like to see what we're doing, this is the place to be. So first thing we need to talk about for you especially is what are we doing in this English class? Everything can be found in this brochure. In fact, you will see this brochure. I'll talk about it here a little bit more later. I'm going to ask you to sign it after you've read it. In fact, I'm about to read it to you now, so you can consider that as done. On this brochure, email address. Email is the number one way to contact me. It's the fastest because I can reply to email in class, whereas if you were to call, I have to wait till I have a free period. Which I only have 2 of those a day. So depending on when you call in, if you call in early in the morning, chances are I'll get back to you quickly. If you call in the afternoon, chances are it'll be at least the next day. So email is the quickest. If you want a phone call, though, leave a voicemail. That's fine, too. It's no big deal. Whatever's best for you. The class website I use is right here, and I will talk a little bit more about that later on as well. And here's our remind code. This remind code most likely will be temporary. The district is supposed to have a remind package that we all join. I have not gotten the information about that yet. I've just been told that that's a thing in the future that will happen. Regardless of how it works, you are more than welcome to join the remind. What this is occasionally I will send out text messages, usually to remind kids about a big test, a big paper. I do not send remind messages very often, only if it's something very important, especially if it's something very important that's happening on a Monday, because kids always kind of forget, what's going on Monday. So senior English, I haven't taught senior English in about 5 years. So that's good and it's bad. It's good for your kids. It's bad for me because it's a lot more work I have to do. Not that I'm complaining. It's just I open up my old stuff. Like, here's the old stuff I'm looking at it. I'm like, oh, this is not good. This is not good. So I just started rebuilding everything. So we're going to start with the resume unit. It's totally fresh, brand new, ready to go. I think it's significantly better than the resume unit I used to teach. It's probably better for everybody. It's good for me to update my stuff every once in a while. So we're going to start with the resume unit. We are going to work this senior year on communication skills, reading, writing abilities, preparing kids for either college or the workforce, wherever they are heading, basically. Some of the units we're going to do, the resume, of course, as I've mentioned, Macbeth, The Old Man and the Sea, The Princess Bride, and the senior research paper. Now, some of this might change. Like I said, I'm going through and I'm reworking all of my old stuff. So we might do some different books. We might do some different short stories. Macbeth and Old Man and the Sea are pretty standard ones. Tuesdays with Morrie is another we will probably do just because the kids like it. It just depends on book availability and other things like that, but that's for me to worry about. There will also be units specifically focused on improving students' writing skills, like the resume unit, which is, we write a resume, a cover letter, a thank you letter. We spend quite a bit of time on the resume unit, and I like to start with it because I think it's other than the research paper and some of the reading, it's one of the most important things we do. It's one of the most applicable things that we do. Kids can take their resume, and I have had this happen in the past. They will take their resume and go get a job with it, that's a pretty good thing to do. It's a pretty important skill. So we're going to do that. In terms of technology, obviously at this point, we have Chromebooks and the one-to-one program, which is great. I expect your student to bring their Chromebook fully charged every day. We will use it almost every day. And that's not hyperbole or exaggeration. That is the truth. We're going to use your Chromebook or your child's Chromebook a lot. One of the things I've been doing is, as I've reworked these units, as I've mentioned, is I am a big blended learning guy, and I've been doing it for a long time. And in fact, when I first started blending all of my lesson plans was the last year I had seniors. So some of their stuff is blended, like the Old Man and Sea unit's pretty good. Like, I'm not going to have to tweak that too much. I'm pretty pretty happy with that guy. But things like the resume unit, some of our short stories, I really am going to make a lot of changes. And the changes are based on making these lessons more interactive, more group work oriented. Which in terms of group work this year, we'll kind of talk about that in a moment. It's going to be a little bit different, obviously. But make sure they have their Chromebook ready to go. Kids that don't have their Chromebook ready to go, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I don't have cords for them to plug in. I have limited outlets. I have 2 outlets, I think 3. They're more than welcome to plug into those outlets, but it's, if I have 25 kids in here and there are only 4 possible places to plug in, I can't have everybody coming in with an uncharged Chromebook. Also, all of our tests and quizzes will be on the Chromebook. We will use Schoology for those, so it's important that they have their Chromebook for that as well. We won't use phones very often. I'm not a super big phone hawk. I usually don't have a lot of problems with it because we're busy. There's not a lot of downtime to play on your phone. Every once in a while, we'll use phones for certain things, but it's not something I'm usually too terribly worried about. If it does become a problem, I'll probably make a phone call home. Say, hey, Jimmy or Susie or whoever needs to put their phone away, or I'm going to start confiscating it, which is not something I want to do. It's not like something I'm like, oh man, I can't wait to confiscate some phones today. Like, that'll be fun. Attendance. It's super important that your kid is here every day. If your student is not here, or if your student has chronic illness or chronic absences, please make sure you stay in contact with me. Make sure that your student stays in contact with me so we can keep them up to date. There's nothing worse than a student who shows up 2 or 3 days a week, like consistently, and does not contact me for makeup work, or kind of like the days they do come in, they void me basically. So it's important that if your student is absent a lot for whatever reason, medical or whatever, just make sure you stay in contact. That's the biggest thing. So that they don't get behind. In terms of resources, the Chromebook's the number one thing they need, charged, ready to go every day. A single subject notebook would be great as well. We do take handwritten notes in here. Handwritten notes, research states that handwritten notes are better than notes that you type up like on a Google Doc. If kids only want to do it that way, that's fine, but handwritten notes are better. I expect your kids to be prepared every day. Come in, have their homework ready, have read whatever they were supposed to have read. Pretty basic stuff. Homework, I will accept late work, but you will lose points for it. So it's important that students have their homework done on time. And if it is late, the sooner it gets to me, the better. 1 day late is better than 3 weeks late. I mean, definitely. If a student's ill or whatever isn't at school, work on makeup tests on an individual basis. But basically, the rule is if you miss a day, you get a day. It's not if you miss a day, you get a week. But that being said, if you have a student who's absent a lot, there comes a point where we just can't do that anymore. It gets hard with late work as well because, if your students missed weeks of school, I can't give them weeks to make it up. It'll be, October of next year before we've got everything done. So for the most part, we try and make it a 1-to-1 as much as we can. Food and drinks, we're not doing that stuff this year. Your kid can have a water bottle with water in it. We're definitely not eating in class, which we'll talk a little bit more about that again later. And last thing, this is a big one. This is going to blow your mind right here. Grades are based on test scores, homework, and participation. So if you do all your stuff, you'll probably do pretty well in here. Students generally in my classes that do their homework and do even just kind of okay on tests, they'll cruise by, no problems. Students that don't hand in their homework, students that don't take tests in a timely fashion, like basically, they wait a week to make up a test or something like that, don't tend to do very well. So basically, the better prepared your student is every day, the better they'll do in here. It's very simple like that. So let's move on to the next thing. We'll talk about the elephant in the room, which I'm sure you've tired of hearing the word COVID-19 or the phrase. I'm tired of it. Everyone's tired of it. But we need to address it. It's like a real thing, obviously. Your kid needs to wear a mask every day. It's important. If they don't, they get sent to the office. It's very simple. I know there are online class options for students with Acellus. So if they're not comfortable with the face mask, that might be a good way for them to go. I'm going to expect them to wear a face mask every day, and I really don't want to have to tell them, or remind them constantly to please, Billy, put your face mask back on, because it gets kind of old. And it's a classroom management thing that they're just going to go to the office. So that's that. In terms of group work, we're not really doing group work in a traditional fashion where I'll get a bunch of kids around a table. We're going to do group work virtually, which is not a big deal. Everything I have is online, blended learning type stuff, which means blended learning is a blend of traditional teaching methods and using technology as a delivery system and as a communication system. So kids can work in groups from across the room. It's really, it's not even a big deal. We've been doing it for years. So we're still doing a lot of the regular stuff in here. We're just not touching anything or getting close to each other. And speaking of that, in terms of being close to each other, we're going to spread kids out as much as I possibly can in this room. Ideally, it would be one student per table. We're not going to be able to do that, though, because I have more students than I have tables. So, but that being said, I am going to do the absolute best I can to spread kids out across my room, and we'll see how that goes. And that's kind of like a lot of what we're doing right now, or what I'm doing, and hopefully everyone else, just doing the best that we can. We might make changes down the road, but just try and do the best that we can. If there comes a time where we go to remote learning again, which we're all kind of like fingers crossed that doesn't happen. I don't know that anybody really wants that to happen again, but if it does, I'm ready. I was ready in the spring, even though it happened like with 1 day's notice. Everything I do is online. All of your child's resources are online. They're all at the class website, which is actually, if we go back to the Bitmoji classroom, it's right here. It's class homepage. All of the stuff your kids will do are on that website. So it's ready to go. And in fact, I've upgraded my plan in case that does happen this year. So it's going to be an even better plan than last year. A couple other things just quickly, I'll let you go here. I'm sure you don't want to watch videos all day of teachers telling you stuff. Google Calendar Planner. I'd like your student to either have a physical planner or use Google Calendar, whatever it is. Every Monday, I'm going to say, hey, here's what's going on this week. Here's what to do. I'm going to take time every Monday for them to write that stuff down, and I will insist that they write it down. I don't like the whole I'll remember it, because it never happens. It doesn't work that way. Your brain doesn't work that way. No one's does. So I'm going to insist that they do write these things down or put it on a Google Calendar, whatever works best for them. The Bank of Doge. So you read that brochure. I'm going to have a paper copy to send home, which, by the way, we're not doing a lot of paper copy stuff because of everything that's going on. But I'm going to ask that you sign it, return it. You do that, your student gets a Doge dollar. A Doge dollar is worth a 1-day free pass on an assignment. So if your student has a paper, let's say it's due on Friday. Oh man, I can't get it done. They hand in their Doge dollar. Now it's due on Monday. That's a pretty good deal. Or it's kind of a bonus point type thingy too. So you want to get that signed for them. They will be very happy with you if you do that. Some other things, if you're interested in what I'm up to, I have a conference biography. This is like when I go to technology conferences and speak or do whatever my thing is. That's my biography for that. I'm not going to bore you with that right now. Also, here's a class homepage. I'm going to pop this up real quick, and then we'll finish up here. So this is my homepage for all of my classes. It is a website. I use Schoology for certain things, but I do not use Schoology to post resources because it's all here, and I've had it here since like 2008. So I'm not going to change it. English 124. Here are all of the units we will be doing. Now, again, these will be changing because I'm really changing my resources this year and giving everything a nice little polish and bringing it into the future. So here's everything here. What you really probably want are the lesson plans, which are here. Let's see if these are updated. They should be. Oh, yes, updated. Okay. So lesson plans page, you want to see what's going on this week. It's all here. Everything's here. So it's usually pretty detailed. It may not always make sense to you, but I have a lot of information in here so you can see what we're doing this week. And if you really get bored or you're having trouble sleeping at night and you just, want to go to bed here. So go ahead and just keep reading this. It's better than counting sheep. It's super boring to read all of this, but it'll work for you. regardless, you can kind of go back in time and see, what have we done in the past? What did we do in 2013? How far back does this go? 2010. So you can kind of get an idea of what we've been doing over this time. And of course, that's all going to change because I'm going to make better stuff. That's all I have. If you need something from me, send me an email. It's the number one best way to do it. If that doesn't work for you, give me a phone call and I will help you with whatever questions you have.